Hello, my friends. Welcome to Mike Liang's Applying the Art of War to Business Running. We are going to look at the second part of Chapter 2 today. Like I put the topic on the slide, it is the vicious circle of the prolonged war and possible solutions. And again, I would read the original translation on the next slide. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. Bring war material with you from home, but forage on the enemy. Thus, the army will have good enough for its need. Poverty of the state exchequer causes an army to be maintained by contributions from a distance. Contributing to maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. Okay, again, let me make a fuss on the skillful soldier. Actually, the original words or original meaning Sun Tzu was trying to say is the general or the marshal who is professionally competent at managing the war. So instead of skillful soldier, this is what really Sun Tzu meant in his original Chinese version. Okay, this is the first. And second, we have been talking about negative impact on the prolonged warfare in the previous session, section 1 of chapter 2. Now, regarding this negative impact, what might be the possible solutions? Here, Sun Tzu put forward 4 possible solutions. So we will going to look at 4 possible solutions against the negative impact of the prolonged warfare. On this slide, we will see number 1. So you can bear this in mind, and of course I will come back and make a summary of that later. Now, Sun Tzu said, bring war material with you from home. That is one thing. And also do not raise it a second time, neither the supply wagons loaded more than twice. Here, second or more than twice, it simply means many times. So don't worry about whether it is twice or 3 times or 4 times. You just got the point that Sun Tzu was saying never raise the levy too many times, never load the supply wagons many times, okay? So this is the first thing. So you bring enough supplies, materials with you from home, from your home state, home country. Now, also we would come to the second point. It is forage on the enemy. Of course, that means you would try to get hold of something from your enemy. People resources, financial resources, material resources. Again, like we said in section 1 of chapter 2 in the previous session, okay? If I give you some examples regarding business running today, when Costco is selling membership, okay, to the customers. Now, actually, Costco or any suppliers who are selling the memberships, they are already, first of all, getting this kind of loyal customer. Or let me use the word lock-in customer, first of all. Second, when we buy the membership, we contribute our cash flow to companies like Costco. So they are making very good use of our money that paid or membership as their cash flow. So today, of course, we even though the original word it is forage on the enemy. However, today in business we can say we would take advantage or make very good use of the resources of our partners, like customers to Costco. And also, when the companies like Nokia, Motorola, Ericsson, Apple, they would shift their inventory burden to their suppliers. And at the end of the day, companies like Nokia, they were talking about zero inventory. Okay, so where are the inventory? Is it gone? No, of course. They are shifted either to the suppliers or to the customers. The distribution channels. And at the end of the day, Nokia achieved zero inventory. And that is very good to their cash flow. Did I make myself clear? And also, if I use the example of IKEA or IKEA, it depends where you are from, okay? IKEA, the Sweden company, okay? This Swedish company. When customers, we go there and buy their products, furnitures, okay? First of all, those are not furnitures. Let me use the word, those are furniture parts. IKEA actually saved the assembly cost or assembly expenses. And also IKEA saved the expenses shifting those furniture parts from their warehouse shops, malls, to the end customer's home address. Did I make myself clear? The transportation cost is also saved here. Therefore, actually, when we are enjoying the wonderful services, products provided by IKEA, actually, we are also contributing from our end user, end customer's side to IKEA. So that is why I said we can use this wisdom for rage on the enemy and to the today business running, like take the advantage or making the best use of resources of our partners. They might be our customers or they might be our suppliers, etc. So this is the third paragraph of chapter 2. If we move on to the next slide, and I am sorry you could see it's a bit so long, okay? Let me read it and please be patient. And by the way, please, if you feel my lecture on the art of war is quite interesting, please subscribe, give me a like, or forward it to your friends. Okay, let me read it. On the other hand, the proximity of an army causes prices to go up, and high prices causes the people's substance to be drained away. When their substance is drained away, the peasantry will be afflicted by heavy exactions. With this loss of substance and exhaustion of strength, the homes of the people will be stripped bare, and 3/10 of their income will be dissipated, while government expenses for broken chariots, worn out horses, breastplates and helmets, bows and arrows, spears and shields, protective mantles, draft oxen and heavy wagons will amount to 4/10 of its total revenue. Here, please also look at, again, the red words, phrases. I don't know why the translation was 3/10. Actually, it is 7/10 of their income will be dissipated. Again, 7/10. And at the bottom of this page, 4/10 of its total revenue. Actually, it should be 6/10. I don't know how it comes. It is just 3 versus 7, 4 versus 6. But never mind, I told you what Sun Tzu said originally. Let's move on to the next slide. Remember, I was talking about in section 1 of chapter 2, Sun Tzu was talking about the negative impacts of prolonged war. And then I said in this section, or in the second part of chapter 2, Sun Tzu provided 4 possible solutions. Number 1 is bring enough war materials from home. Second is trying to take the advantage or make best uses of your opponents. But like I said, today in business world, we can say take advantage or make best use of the resources of our partners. Now, let us move on to the other possible solutions. I have talked about number 1, number 2. Here on this page, we would look at number 3. Let me read it again. Hence, a wise general makes a point of foraging on the enemy. This is the second solution, okay? 1 cartload of enemy's provisions is equivalent to 20 of one's own. And likewise, a single pickle of his provender is equivalent to 20 from one's own store. Now, this is a calculation made by Sun Tzu, again, 2,500 years ago, and at that time it is a war between 2 neighboring countries or neighboring states. Therefore, the calculation, later on, it was tested by different generations of Chinese people, and it was roughly correct. But today, if we are talking about the expenses of a war today, that's totally different because distances are much, much longer. And also, if I move on to the second bottom part of this page, now, in order to kill the enemy, our men must be aroused to anger, that there may be advantage from defeating the enemy, they must have their rewards. Now, for a soldier, in order for them to be courageous and very proactive in the battlefield, first, they must be aroused to anger. Keyword, anger. Second, reward. If we are talking about business today, any employee who comes to our company to work, they are here for first, money. Second, development, personal development. Please bear that in mind. And so the number 3 solution put forward by Sun Tzu, it is said the motivation of our soldiers, including they are aroused to anger and also the rewards. And if we move on to the next slide, it is even more interesting. Therefore, in chariot fighting, when 10 or more chariots have been taken, those should be rewarded who took the first. Our own flags should be substituted for those of the enemy, and the chariots mingled and used in conjunction with ours. The captured soldiers should be kindly treated and kept. This is called using the conquered foe to augment our own strengths. Okay, if we continue with the third solution, which is we were talking about motivation, okay? Actually here, please pay attention. Sun Tzu is actually introducing us the internal competition, the internal race within our own army. Whoever took the first, they will be rewarded. And you can imagine our soldiers, our own employees, they will be motivated trying to be the first. So these, our soldiers, our employees, they will be very well energized and motivated in order to kill the enemy. So internal competition or internal race to energize people. This can be used for the business today. And please also look at the bottom of this page. Sun Tzu was suggesting us using the conquered foe to augment our own strengths. Again, remember in the previous session, we were talking about gains and losses, evils or profits, pros and cons of starting a war, right? Here, Sun Tzu is saying, of course, we must win. We must defeat the enemy. However, we must make sure that at the end of the day, we are stronger after we win the battle. If we kill 1,000 enemies, however, it brings us 800 casualties, that's senseless. It makes useless. This is what Sun Tzu was trying to put forward. Now, if I move on to the next slide, in war, let your great object be speedy victory, not lengthy campaigns. Thus, it may be known that the leader of armies is the arbiter of the people's fate, the man on whom it depends whether the nation shall be in peace or in peril. Now, on the bottom of this page, this is the fourth solution. Sun Tzu was again trying to tell us a competent general. A competent general. Remember, wisdom, credibility, benevolence, courage, strictness. These 5 characteristics or qualifications of a competent general we discussed in chapter 1. Remember, here Sun Tzu is also saying the number 4 solution for the negative impact of the prolonged war, trying to have the competent management staff so that everything is in good efficiency and effective shape. Now, with this, we've come to the end of this session, and let me repeat the 4 possible solutions in order to make sure that our business is running efficiently and effectively. Of course, Sun Tzu was talking about warfare. First, bring enough supplies, war materials from home. Second, forage on the enemy. Like I said, today in business, we can make very good uses of the resources of our partners. Number 3, motivation of our employees. For soldiers, they must be roused to anger, and also they must be rewarded monetarily, okay? And that is why I also draw your attention that Sun Tzu was trying to introduce the internal competition within our own army. Now, number 4 solution in order to make the war to be short, efficient, and effective, and that is the competent management staff. With this, we've come to the end of this session, and thank you for your patience. Next time, I will give you a quick review, summary of chapter 2. I put it in the word preparation and budget before waging war. Again, let me draw your attention on this page to the red word, speedy. I actually put this word in the original English translation. Sun Tzu is actually suggesting we must have the victory, of course, but it must be speedy and efficient. Thank you so much, and see you next time.